Well, hello everybody and welcome. Welcome to the Monday training with NMST Net Marketing Success Team and National Wealth Center. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about the 10-week strategy to retirement. And as some, if not all of you or most of you have started on the first, 5, 6, 7 days of the training. And now I'm loading up more of the 8th through the 14th day on the system. And and what I want to do is I want to really talk a little bit about the process here and what you might have been seeing, and one of the things that you get started with, and what's going on. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a little bit of review of the process that we go through on a daily basis. And also today we're going to talk a little bit about, how do you do a self-check, and how do you check yourself if you are progressing, or if the strategy is working for you or not, or what kind of results to expect. Okay. And so first and foremost, I want to get started with, well, bottom line, to start with, I am so proud of everybody here for just getting started in this program, believing in yourself, giving yourself an opportunity to succeed, and giving yourself 10 weeks to really learn and study how to build your business online, but at the same time also in the process of promoting the business and developing some your business and building that residual cash flow. Not to where it's an overnight success, but it's actually a buildup of the success that you're going to see. Now, one of the things I want to start with that it's exciting to me, and I'm going to pull up a website here. Oops. Well, what I'm really excited about is, NMSS, as NMSS Inc. is basically our marketing system that we provide for the Net Marketing Success Team. And to kind of tell you a little bit about the power of marketing and the power of the compounding effect as it builds up into, as what you do builds up into creating traffic, building the popularity of yourself, your brand, your website. I want to talk a little bit about the ranking that we have at NMSS Inc. Okay, and the reason I want to talk about this is because it's important to understand how quick, how fast certain things can change and how slow it might seem. Okay, so with that in mind, and as you start activating your marketing strategy and what you're doing, let me pull up something here. And I'm going to show you guys on the screen here. I'm going to look at, hold on here. Give me a second. I'm going to flash this on the screen here in just a second. And I apologize if you hear my dog bark in the background, because son's expecting some friends to come over, and he usually goes off and starts barking at that. Alrighty. And new websites. Okay. There we go. Okay. First and foremost, you guys, let me go ahead and flash my screen here. And present to everyone. All right. So what you're seeing here is this is Alexa. Alexa rating is the rating company that rates websites out there in terms of rank and popularity and all that. And if you notice here, we've got NMSS Inc. Okay, and globally, our global ranking is at 817,005. Now, here's the thing: there are websites out there. And I know that seems like a lot and still really, really high, and it is. But to kind of pictures that in about 2.5 weeks ago, we were at 1.2 million, ranked at 1.2 million in ranking of global website, and we were 15,000 in ranked in Canada. Okay, now as a matter of fact, let's see here. Now we are at 817,005 rank, and so that means we have basically beat out over 400,000 websites in the last 2.5 weeks. Now let me see if I can find something here. Hold on. I'm going to see my stats from last week so you can see how quickly it can go. Let me pull up some files here. I apologize here. I should have had this for you guys. All right. So, let me share my screen there. Unfortunately, I didn't get a picture of the date on this, but you guys, I just started tracking this about the time I pulled this up. And, I pulled up the percent to everyone. Okay, so here's a picture, and I apologize again, I didn't take a picture of the date on when I pulled this up, but I didn't start looking at ranking here for NMSS Inc. until about 2.5, 3 weeks ago when we started really kind of talking about the system and all that. Let's just say a month ago, all right? Just for the sake of it, let's just say it's been a month, but I know that in my heart it was only about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks ago that I looked at this, and we were ranked at global ranking at 1,242,764, and this is just a picture, so I'm going to shrink this, and this is where we're at today, is at 817.05. Okay, now that means we've had so many visitors on the website because of some of the marketing strategies that we've been testing that it's starting to show up on ranking, and because of how many visitors we're getting. And also, let me pull that up again. If you notice, ranked in Canada at 15,528, and today, shrink this guy, we're at 9,925. Okay, so we have dropped by almost 16,000 or 6,000. Let's just say 5,000, almost 6,000 in ranking in Canada, and over 400,000. We have beat out over 400,000 websites in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. Okay, now how many websites are there in the world? Well, here's Internet Live Stats. Okay, and this is turning, as you could see. And right now, total number of websites globally is 943 million websites. That means if we're ranked at 800 some thousand, we have so far beat out 943, maybe 944 million websites out there in ranking. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about that, especially the fact that we've dropped from 1.2 to 817,000. Now, what's that really mean? Does that really mean a lot of money already and all that? You know what that means is that we've had so many visitors that there's now a lot of people looking at our website. Now, a lot of people, especially if you're letting the website do the work, is that a lot of people don't necessarily make a decision right away and click on it. That means that we're starting to get a lot of people that are coming into your website and in your capture pages and viewing it and maybe going back, especially if they opted in. They're starting to receive emails back from our autoresponder that's trying to bring him back to the presentation. As a matter of fact, I just checked my Google, my Gmail for this account, and I just noticed, and I didn't even realize it till today, but somebody actually sent an email to kind of clarify how much does it cost to get started, and is there an ongoing? So obviously some people are looking at it, and what's going to happen is you're going to start getting that. You're going to start seeing people either ask questions about it and starting to view it. And so what happens is now the more and more people that are seeing it, the percentage of amount of people starting to go that's going to start coming in are going to start increasing dramatically. Okay, does that make sense? So to me, that excites me. It's the power of the compounding effect of what you do as you continually build your business. And this is where a lot of people fail in online marketing, is that they try for a week and they see, oh, I'm not getting enough traffic, and I'm doing this and that. But you know what? The idea in internet marketing is that you develop more and more visitors or more and more exposure to your website, especially if you want to create a website, a business to where it doesn't necessarily depend on you so much in terms of trying to get people to sign up and all that stuff, where you're letting the websites do the sign up. Now, so that process can take a little bit of time, and the results may take a little bit of a time, because if, let's just say, every day, okay, there's only let's just say 50 people looks at your website based on the marketing strategy that you're doing, or using some automated, maybe even some paid marketing. Let's just say you have maybe 50 people look at your capture page, and out of 50 people, let's just say you only actually ended up with, and we'll increase this, well, let's just say out of 50 people, you only had maybe 5 people even opt in. Okay, and out of 5 people that opted in, then you have people, out of the 5 people, maybe, none of them clicked on get started. I will tell you, I'm a marketer and I love this stuff, but I don't think there's anything that I've ever signed up, even if it's only $5, just from the first time I looked at it. Okay, and that's just me, but I believe a lot of people. Now, there's a lot of people, they will get signed up on a low cost opportunity right away, just to kind of get things going, and that's an option right there. And and I'll talk a little bit about that strategy too, and all that. That's part of the strategy. But I'll tell you what, one of the things that we're doing is that we are creating an exposure out there. And yes, you're not going to see immediate results on it, but if you continually flood the system, the Facebook and classified ads, using different ad venues or exposure of the website, ultimately, you're going to see yourself starting to turn around. You're going to see more and more people coming into your capture pages, more and more people, starting to view it, and more people ultimately signing up. So in time, that will happen. Now, let's talk about creating some immediate results. Okay, so let me start out here with let's see here. So now let's talk about, I know it's important for people to also see results. And so what are the ways that can we create results? And I know I talked about last week about, the first week being a breakthrough week, making, doing whatever we can to make it a breakthrough week, so that it's a first, to where you can get people signed up right away, get some signups, get some cash flow coming in, and also get people to get people, the people that you bring in, that you refer, to end up doing the same thing. Now, using a personalized follow-up, and whether it's a phone call, via email, and I'll tell you what, email is one level of a follow-up that number one our automated system's doing for you, but that's one level of follow-up. Another level is you taking the time to do a second follow-up email yourself personally. Okay, and I'm gonna show you guys that how to do that in just a second here. Third is if you've got phone numbers available, most likely the number that they put in, and let's pretend that it's primarily US, maybe US, Canada, maybe UK or Australia. Let's just say US, and you can kind of determine whether it's a US number or not. And a third way to be able to follow up, and actually before I go back, is also, you know, if you've got the full name and information, then you might be able to follow up by trying to find them on Facebook. Okay, now it might be a little bit of time consuming, but you're trying to follow up, trying to connect and build relationship. Now, another level of follow-up could be through text, okay? And if you've got access to their phone number, then you'll be able to get them signed up, connect with them through texting. And one of the ways to do that. Now, a lot of people have unlimited texting. Texting is one of the most common ways to communicate now. Now, I will tell you a little secret, and I'm going to show you guys how to set this up in a little bit. But you can actually use Gmail to get access to a phone number that you can use for texting if you like to type up a little bit easier and better and be able to text people that way instead of using your phone. And it's totally free. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. And one of the fastest, probably the fastest ways to create results is to follow up by phone call. Okay, following up by phone call, if you know their phone number, you have access to the phone number. And I know there's a fear of making a phone call. Now remember this though, if they filled out an opt-in form with phone number, then that means they were willing to go ahead and look at it, and following them up would not be a cold call. It would be a warm call, because, and you want to just think of it as a customer service call. Okay, because all you're doing is kind of following up to see if they've had a chance to really watch the full video, or if they actually did watch the whole video. Okay, and I'll discuss that a little bit more. And so by picking up the phone and making that effort to go ahead and give them a call, then a follow-up call, then that increases your ability to close and get them signed up that much more. Okay, now I will tell you, and I apologize I didn't do this, but I've created some scripts that I'll make sure that it's on the pages, and for you to be able to use as a follow-up script on how to follow up with these people that have checked it out or signed up, even for the free system. Okay, and so we'll have that script for you. But here's the really bottom line of the script of the follow-up. Okay, real simple. And we don't want to be bugging friends or relatives or anything like that, or anybody for that matter. But the way to really, so that it's a real simple way to follow up, and you're in and you're out of there, is number one, hey, this is Henry. I noticed, my name is Henry. I noticed that you filled out a form on one of my websites looking at the presentation regarding the 10-week to retirement plan or our National Wealth Center business. And I just wanted to follow up with you and ask you just a couple of questions. One, did you get a chance to watch the whole presentation video? Okay, and then just sit there and listen. And then when they say they've listened to it and all that, you can ask a leading question. And don't ask, what did you think about it? Ask, what did you like about the presentation video that you saw? What did you like from what you saw on the presentation? Okay, which, by the way, you guys, I'm creating a shorter and shorter presentation on this, to either just really to the point where it's only maybe 5 to 8 minutes, and then I'll have links for full presentation instead of having the 20 to 30-minute presentation as the only one that they can see. Okay, I'm really trying my best to accommodate ways to make it shorter, make it quicker for people to decide, or at least get them intrigued right away. All right, so I'm doing my best on that. In National Wealth Center, I found some great video from National Wealth Center themselves that will help us be able to do that. Okay, and so anyway, so if they've watched it and then you ask them, what is it that you like? Now you're listening for the positive that might go ahead and put them in a category that it's a good business for them. All right. And then I will just say, hey, and you know what? I'm not about sales pressure. I'm not about trying to push the business on anybody. We want you to make the decision without me necessarily twisting your word or influencing you. So if you've seen the full presentation and you seem to have liked the residual income or the 10-week plan or this and that, then let me ask you one last question broken up into three. Are you then excited about getting started in the business, and maybe you just needed somebody to go ahead and follow up with you, help you go through the process of signing up? And two, you're semi-excited, a little bit of skeptical, and even though it's only $35, you want to make sure that you're jumping into the right opportunity and at the right time, and you might have some questions before you make that decision. And you know what? That's one of the reasons why I'm calling, just to see if you're that and if I can answer any question. Or three, you're totally not interested at all, and you're not even excited about it, or you already have another business that you're focused on, and you don't have time for this one. Okay? Well, if that's the case, then I just want to be able to say, then, thank you very much for watching the video. And thank you for giving us your time, and good luck to you in your future. And that's it. No pressure, no bugging you about it anymore. You might see an email from me trying to follow, just kind of keep you in the loop. And you know what? You can opt out at any time out of that presentation on an email, and you won't receive another email from us after a couple days or so. Okay? And so let me go ahead and put the link here one more time. Somebody says here. Some people didn't get the Hangout link. Oops. All right. So with that in mind, then, following up by phone and making that initial effort definitely always helps. Now, in addition to that, we want to create immediate results. This thing is powerful. It's low cost. And so sharing it with people that you may know or have already on your friends list would not be of too much of a stretch. Okay. But by sharing it with a conversation makes it that much more powerful, because you're asking them first, can I share this information with you? Or you can, or you're making an effort to at least start a conversation about it first to see if they're even open-minded. No sense in sharing it out there. Now, one way to share it, of course, is you're just putting it on the wall, right? Which is part of our strategy. And we need to make sure that we continually do that, and create some consistency. I try to use an automated system to help me do that, but also I also try to use my own personal commenting on that. Now, I'll be honest with you, I need to spend more consistency time and driving more traffic right on my wall, but I don't like to flood my wall. I try to communicate directly with people in person on Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and actually go through that on how to do that. But before I do that, did what I say and just in the last few minutes make sense? Okay, so let me review a little bit before I move on to the Facebook marketing strategy and how to create more and more results in connecting with people on Facebook. Okay, number one, I showed you guys the information about the traffic, the amount of visitors, and our ranking on a website. And why did I show you that? How is that relevant to you? It may not necessarily be directly relevant to you, But just the fact that understanding what flooding and driving traffic to your website means, it's a matter of building up visitors and people viewing your websites. And the more visitors and the more people viewing your websites, the better opportunity you have for creating results, right? So with that in mind, that's one of the ways to be able that, and that's why our marketing on Facebook and marketing on paid traffic, that's one of the ways to get more and more visitors. Now, as we go through, and I know that you're just answering going, I'm not getting the kind of results I want and all that. As we go through the weeks here, you're going to see more and more improvement on the type of traffic you're driving and all that. So the traffic, the amount of people visiting your website, it builds up to where ultimately you're going to end up with more and more people starting to follow, to watch your presentation. And next thing you know, you're getting more people looking at your video and looking at your presentation. And ultimately, next thing you know, you're suddenly getting signups without you really seeing it. Now, I know some of the strategy, by the way, that we use is that you get you pay for paid signups or for signups and presenting free signups. Now, some people may be signing up with National Wealth Center for free on the free signup, and they haven't activated their account. Well, you know what? If that's the case, that's great. But let's go ahead and get them, follow up with them by email or by phone to get them, to go ahead and sign up with the to activate their account. Okay, and again, it's a follow-up. Now, if you're sending them, and now I'm going to talk about using the system versus directly sending them to your website. Now, I know some of you are using your own capture page, and then it goes forwards into a presentation to your website, National Wealth Center. But I encourage you to really use the system, the Net Marketing Success sales funnel, to go ahead and do that. Now, if you have suggestions on how you want to be able to present it and still be able to use a system so that people are signing up, our business is about duplication. And if you're doing it one way and all that, then you might be missing out on using a system that might work better for somebody else. Because remember, if the people that are coming in don't have access to a system that you have, or you have to manually set them up for that, and then you try to bring them to this training, and I'm talking about NMST or NMSS Inc., and they're not on it, then you're going to have confusion in your business, right? We want to try and simplify it, and we want to try getting everybody on board the same system as much as possible. Again, I'm very open-minded to what you think may be working better or not for you and based on your marketing, or you can actually customize a system to make it work for you the way you'd like it to. And I can give some advanced training on that and put the videos that you want, and you can create your own sales funnel but you still keep them into creating a flow that signs them up for the system and signs them up for National Wealth Center at the same time. So it's easily duplicatable. Okay. So traffic, increasing amount of traffic and visitors seeing your website is going to increase the amount of people that are getting follow-ups and ultimately making decisions. Second subject on that, and then now I kind of added about trying to use the same system as much as possible, and let's modify it to work even better. But being able to keep it that way. Number three, what can help create immediate results and immediate income for you? Well, we can be talking about the follow-up, and I talked about the follow-up we've got the automated follow-up with NMSS if you're using the NMSS Inc., or you're using a different autoresponder system that creates a follow-up, and that's awesome and increases that ability. And then you can also follow up by doing personal email to them. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys how to use the system on that, the NMSS system, to follow up on your prospects. And then 4, we added in there that if you have access to the phone number, you can text them. A lot of people don't like to be called, and a lot of people would prefer to either, if they get something in their phone, you can start with text instead, and they might be more open to receiving information from you that way. Okay. kind of a side note here, I'm also working with the software guys to see and modifying and creating a website that's even more web friendly. Okay, so that if they open it on a tablet or on the phone, it's it's a lot, it's usable. Okay, so and then lastly, is picking up the phone and actually following up in person. Now, to also add an addition to creating immediate results is by connecting with people that you know first. Now, I know we talk about no cold calls and all that, but if you want to create immediate results and you feel that this business is a good business, it's a good opportunity for a low cost, then why not just share it? Now, and you can share with people that you may know and the people that have you've been in contact with or know you. And that's one of the first ways to start it. Then we'll talk about connecting with people on your database that you've added that are marketers. Okay, so now let's kind of shift gears here a little bit about the first of all, let me shift gears here real quick, and I want to share something that I'm adding to the website and that you'll have access to here, and I'm going to put it up on our group page. Let's see here. Pull up something. I apologize. Okay, here we go. And sure, save. All right, so let me pull up something here for you guys, share it with you guys. Okay, so I just created this chart based on our 10-week plan using our system and using our numbers, and taking a look at, here's our 10-week based on the amount of numbers, and pretty similar to what you see out there. But one of the things that I added is that if we had 10% success rate based on the 25, the $50, the $100, all three, okay, at 10% success rate, you guys, we're talking about achieving $35,000 a month of residual cash flow if you succeed 10% at a time. Now, if you're consistent and you really build this, and let's just say this thing really only worked 1% at a time. I mean, this is, I would say, the worst case scenario of somebody that really consistently followed and did the work that they need, the minimum work that they did, and exposed this. We're talking about a 1% success rate of generating $511 of monthly income, all the way up to, if you succeeded only 1% and you're at $175 level, all three, then your 1% success is still $3,580. Okay. And I think, and I'm going to use this on our new presentation and all that to be able to show them. But to me, I think it's so feasible that if you did your work and you still didn't succeed right, and it's at you succeeded only 1% of the time, and this is based on compounding effect. So that means that for the first few weeks, you're probably not seeing hardly anything. Okay, if we were to look at the chart here at 1% success rate, using my arrow in the wrong place here. If we look at the chart here, 1% success rate, to be honest with you, based on this, a 1% success rate, you're not going to see almost any income for like 3-4 weeks because it's a buildup. And, the reason I say that is because, I mean, although the numbers are kind of screwed up in terms of you can't really succeed 1% at the first week because, $50, 1% of $50 is, 50 cents, right? And there's no 50 cents sign up. So in terms of signing up, it's not until the third or fourth week, to where if success rate on the first on the um, third, fourth week, and if you are at the $175 level, you're finally making $25 or $28. Well, really $28 or whatnot. Okay, and it just, but your faith of continually going after it at a 1% success rate, will you see the $500 to $3,500 a month. Now doesn't sound like a lot of money, especially when you see these people. And I'm not into flashing dollars. I'm not into flashing, all this cash on a picture, because to me that means nothing. I can take that picture from Google. Doesn't mean that you're gonna make all this cash. Or even if you see people that made all this money right away up front, doesn't mean they're gonna have that kind of income 10 weeks from now. And I know that's hard to really see and bite, but that's really how it is. So, but the cool thing is that you do have an option, because you can build this faster than, just flowing through the 10-week and only succeeding, 10% or 1% at a time by creating immediate results. Has to do with you also being willing to go ahead and follow up, and also we use the system. Okay, so let me get back here. Okay, so I'm going to post that in the wall here in just a little bit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and add our logo on top of that, and be able to put that up. So but in any case, so just remember that as a option here in terms of feeling productive or whatnot. So with that said, I'm going to shift gears here. Okay, shift gears here in a little bit, and I'm going to talk about marketing on Facebook, and I'm going to show you guys live here on how I go ahead and add people to my Facebook list, and also, how I, connect and how I would use to be able to do that. And you've seen it a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do it again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log to my NMST. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let me go and share my screen here. Actual live. And this is being recorded, by the way. Okay, so this is our team page. By the way, you guys, I really highly encourage you guys to join the page and help us really create more traffic on the page, and create more exchange and information, and post things on our page also. The positive, the encouragement, some of the ads you might use, or some of the memes that you might have used. You don't have to strictly just use what I offer in the 10-week, but be creative with it also, and using some of the other things that are available. Now, remember, on our group page here, we've got some photos that you can use. Okay, and you can attach this to a quote that you might have or using, or some of the, let's see here, we've got ads that you can take advantage of. Which, by the way, let me make sure that let me make sure that I point this out. number one, guys, let's keep promoting the. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have it presented. Okay, so I'm on our group page here, the Net Marketing Success Team. I encourage you guys to really make sure that you take advantage of that. Go to photos and remember that you have access to some pictures to be able to use. If you have some pictures that you like that can go viral. Now, what we're looking for some pictures, not only about the business or presenting the opportunity, but even some quotes or some videos or pictures that can end up going viral, meaning viral, meaning other people will spread it. But all you have to do is when you post it, you actually can put just your link underneath it and be able to let it spread that way. Okay, so and then under photos here, you also have albums, and we've got some pre-made ads. Now I'm creating some that are going to be based on the retirement strategy that's going to be available for you. Okay, but although we want you to promote the NMST.biz, okay, and we're going to, as soon as that's available, to be able to promote the retire 10 weeks to retire, make sure that you also promote your personal link, okay? And I'm going to show that again on doing that, because, we want you to promote the team website, maybe 3 to 5 times a day or 3 to 5 places a day. But I want you to be able to promote your link way more than that until you really get your your 4, 8, or 16, and be able to help your people do the same thing. Okay, because we want you to we want you to personally make money, and also we want you to be able to help our team grow also. Okay, now to go back to that, and I might have, you might have seen this on the training, you might have followed this up. But I will tell you so connecting with people or trying to build your Facebook marketing friends. Okay, why people that are marketing? Well, we know that they're already in marketing. I don't have to convince them that they need to have a home-based business, right? That's why I like to target marketers, and I know that a lot of them aren't making money, and a lot of them don't have steps to follow. Okay, and so we want to make sure that we can go ahead and do that and help people start generating some income and also leads. But also with that, we want you to build your database on Facebook, your Facebook friends list. Okay, the idea is we want to be able to increase the amount of friends that you have. And you know what, I'm shooting to do this myself, is to take my friends list from 1,000 people to 5,000 as a maximum. Okay, and so thinking about that in terms, so here's what I do. Okay, and based on the instruction here, okay, Facebook marketing, build your friends list, look for active marketers from groups, send 5 friend requests with a message, email them, and 5 to 20, and ask them to send you a friend request. And I want to make sure I clarify this. Why? We don't want you to go start adding people and clicking their add friend without you knowing them, especially without you communicating with them. Okay. And so because you don't want to go to Facebook jail, right? Now, to be able to prevent from that happening, then you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you're taking the time to you're limiting the amount of people that you're actually adding to your friends list versus the amount of people that you're contacting by message, and being able to have them add you to their list. Now, let's talk. So I'm going to go to Facebook here. Okay. So the idea here is we go to like a Facebook marketing group. Okay. So what I would do is that, well, for one, if you've already joined a bunch of groups, look at my pretty friends. Aren't they pretty? And so I go to my group page, right? And here's the list of groups that I'm part of. Okay. And let's see here. So I'm going to look for groups outside of the group that I created or whatnot. Let's see here. This is actually created by one of our team members, David Chins. This is a great idea here. David had created a Facebook page where people can go ahead and put their ads and their links. But you know what? He's got his name, his popularity, that which creates popularity for him. The more people now, I mean, look at this. He's got 1,600 members there. That means 1,600 people have seen his name, seen this was his, and now people may or may not wonder. But out of 1,600 people, one would want to take a look at what does he have, and he created this back in July. Okay, and this is actually even a little bit of tips on how to create 5,000 friends in record time. And guess what? Look at that. He's got his link there. Okay, and if and so that's already advertising to 1,600 people. And as it goes more, or he presents this to other links, he can present this, and this can be your database listing. Okay. See, now there's people are asking, hey, add me, add me, add me. Okay. And David also asked, okay, what company do you represent? So I'm kind of going backwards here. Now, I'm not talking about, we're not talking about creating a page right now. We have training in there. But you take a look at these guys, and, I look at the dates of their comment, and this is a question that he posted back in June already, and people are still kind of answering it. And there's actually in here showing 3 out of 124. So even if I just go through here, okay, to his previous comments, okay, he puts in, and this is what he created. This one, Paid It Forward, was there, and this one says TLC all the way. I am with an incredible designer fashion house, Global Wealth Trade. Okay, so there's lots of people right here alone. Take a look at this. I don't remember the number, but right here alone, you can target 100+ people to communicate with. Right? So check this out. This actually helps me out now, because look at the communication started in June 10, right? June 10 of this year. Guess what I can do? I can connect with them, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let's see. Designer fashion house, Global Wealth Trade, and am living my dreams. Okay. So I can go ahead and I'm going to right click and open a separate tab, so I don't close out this page. So I just clicked on Colleen. And I know this seems slow, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty quick. Okay. And I kind of take a look at their website, look at their page, and see, are they marketers? Are they, what do they do? So he's into virtual designer mall, owner at Global Wealth Trade Corporation. Okay, I might take a look at that. Okay. Okay, so this is what they're looking at. Now, remember what I talked about, making sure that you're strong in your belief in your business and all that, because some of these are going to get you intrigued and interested. Next thing you know, you could be checking them out and all that. Remember, your goal is to market and get names. So let's just say, for the sake of time, okay, I just want to connect with this real quick. And so I can go ahead and add friend, but I'll also send a message. Okay, and on the message, I'm going to use let me close this off. I'm going to use this. Hey, I noticed you wanted a marketing group. Please accept my friend request. Now, because I looked at the business that she had also, okay, I noticed, then I'll mention her business. Okay, I noticed that you are with Global Wealth Trade Corporation. It's the company that she's with, right? And I'm going to prompt in there, how's that going for you? How's it going for you? Boom. Thanks, Henry Jose. All right. So I just sent the message, because if you try to add friends and you don't even send a message, then, it doesn't create relationship building for you. Yeah, you can click add, but then it's not building relationship. Now, here's the challenge. Sometimes if you're not friends with them, their email might go to others, so they might still not see it, right? So what I might do is I might see if they're online and see if I can connect with them, or they, like this one here, looks like the last time she was on or made a comment on was about 4 hours ago. Okay. So, and this is something about, family and all that stuff. So I might not make a comment on that. Now, she's, active on or whatnot. Okay. And try to connect. It won't let you a comment on their stuff because you're not friends yet. Okay. But that's just, that's just the situation there. But you send a message. Okay. So now you can move on to the next one. All right. So now let's take a look at this person here. And let's just say, for the sake of time, we're trying to go a little bit faster, right? So I might go click on this, Amy, open link. Okay. And they've got Sensi. She posted that 10 hours ago. So she's kind of active in her business, right? So she's selling some kind of a scent bar, or soap or something. Okay. And that's great. So again, I will go ahead and add friend, send a message, and go boom. Notice that you're in a marketing group. Wanted to connect with you. Please accept my friend request. How is Sensi Fragrance working for you? Thanks, Jose. Okay. Right. Okay. Next. Let's see. Let's look for maybe a little bit newer, because maybe she hasn't checked that or whatnot. So let's go down to a little bit down to September 21 here. Okay. And let's say, actually, I want to go back a little bit, because, people quit businesses all the time. All right. Here's a guy that actually took the time, and, he's marketing himself and all that. But by just the fact that they're doing that, okay, they're presenting themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and connect with this guy here. Again, Diamond Dave. Okay, posted this just an hour ago. Let's take a look at it a little bit. Shops, sketch. Okay, so doing a lot of family and personal stuff. Okay. So now I'll go ahead and post in there. Actually, it looks like he may not be really promoting a business right now, or maybe he's not using this. But let's go ahead and send him a friend request and send him a message. Okay. And I'm going to go back. What did it say? He says, I work for myself as an email list builder. Then I utilize my 50 to 150,000 subscriber base and market different affiliate products and making money online, traffic, and all that. So I'm going to ask him, are you still a list builder? And which affiliate programs do you promote? And go click. Thanks, Marie Jose. Okay, does that make sense? Now I know it seems like it's a slow process. Okay, again, I said, you can go more and more and get more and more results on this, and you're not presenting it to anybody right now, right? You're not really showing it. So you do that enough, and especially once you have a copy and paste, you can get through 5, 10, 20 people in a short period of time. Let's just say half hour. Okay. Now Now let's go a little bit different approach here. So now let's talk about, I'm going to look at my friends list, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a friend, one of the people that I've friended that might be a marketer, okay? Of course, people that I see here first are people that I already know or communicate with a lot and see on my Facebook and all that. These are all family. I've got huge family, you guys, so you'll see a ton of people there. Okay. So let's see here. Those are all family. So I'm going to connect with Desmond here, good friend of mine, and it's been wanting to take a look at it. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and click on this and send a quick message. He's in another business opportunity already, but he's also very open. He already says, I'm all in, I'll get started this week, but I haven't started yet. So this is almost like a follow-up, right? Because remember, I'm trying to follow up with them. And let me go back here. And this is a little bit different. So I'm going to go back here. We're going to follow up, which means what do I want to do with a follow-up? I want them to sign up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my capture page, and this is another kind of a different lesson here, but it's part of a follow-up with somebody that's looked at it, because if I bring this up in my email, you'll notice that I have, given them information and all this stuff. But, the challenge here is that I actually haven't, given him the link to use. He might have, it's probably a while up here, you've seen the presentation. So guess what? I'm going to bring him back to the presentation. See, he's right here. Okay, I'm going to change that. I'm going to put him back in the presentation. And I'm going to go ahead and use this in your team. I'm going to use the team, and I'm going to use the landing page. The landing page is our sales page. Okay, now this is the main page. So you see some of the pages here that you don't have access to. But I'm going to go and pull this up. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And I'm going to send him a quick message. Hey, Desmond. How's it going, friend? Hey, I wanted to make sure you have the link. Let's get you started as soon as possible. We have our 10-week to retire program activated. There. See, I give him the landing page, so I don't need him on the capture page. Now I can send him a capture page and he can sign up. I give him the landing page because this right here, okay, once he opens this up and he decides to get started, okay. You know what? Let me see. I might have to give him a different one here. So what happens, I gave him this landing page right here, okay? So I'm going to want him to click on Get Started Today. Okay. And for him to click on that, if he clicks on it, takes him to my page right here, okay? Sponsors that marketing success team, and to get him signed up in the system right there at National Wealth Center. Okay. See, by using our landing page, you guys, the system will take them step by step already to do that. Okay. So I really encourage you guys to use the system. Now, it's going to get cleaned up more and more. It's going to get better and better, but you just got to really do it and activate. You know what? So now I've given him that. Now I'm going to see if he signs up tonight or tomorrow or whatever, but I'm going to, I might try and find him and see if he's on and try to connect with him if he's on. All right. So that's one way to do it. That's part of follow-up. I showed you a little bit of follow-up there. I showed you a little bit about how to go to the page. So let me go back again. How did I get there? Okay. This is your home page. Go to capture pages. If you're following up with somebody, click on your you guys' default should be under yours, and then go to view landing page, okay? And then boom, right there. And then I just copy this and I send them that. Okay, copy, and I send it to the person I'm following up with. Okay, makes sense. And you know what, you guys? It's a numbers games, right? So once you kind of get better and better at that, take a look. You're gonna have more and more people that are getting started, getting signed up, and looking at it, and next thing you know, boom, you've got people signing up in your business. Okay, it's just a massive flow and repeat. And with this, using this, you're using social media, you're using the video page and the system to follow up, and you're doing it manually right now. But remember, we don't need a lot of people to get started on this, but we just need to get enough people following a simple system, using the system. Guys, and I want to emphasize this, by using the system that we have, it simplifies the process of you being able to duplicate it down the road. Now, if you start wanting to do more and more of your own effort, in a sense where you want to sign them up you're talking to them on the phone and direct them on National Wealth Center, and if you don't direct them to NMSS Inc. and you're doing that manually, then you're not allowing the system to do the work for you, which means you're going to get people that don't have as much time as you, or you're going to get people that don't want to do the follow-ups themselves and all that. And you're going to get people, and so now you're not allowing the system to work seamlessly for you. Now, whether you do it manually yourself or not, by saying, hey, I like to do it this way, but I want to make sure that you have access to our system. Okay, and you can still do it manually by directing them on the phone and say, hey, okay, let me send you a link. I want you to click on that and then say, okay, while you're on that link, it's taking you to this page. Now go down, okay, and go ahead and click on the Getting Started button. Boom. Okay. All right. Now that you're on our Getting Started page, go down again. Let's get you signed. What's going to happen is a two-step process. We're going to go ahead and sign you up in the National Wealth Center, and then we're going to go ahead and sign you up on the marketing system. Okay. So let's start with this. Boom. Fill this out. Okay. Click submit. Okay. You're done with that. Go ahead and close that. Boom. Now let's get you a marketing system. Click on this one. Boom. And takes them to the sign up page on NMSS. Get them signed up on here. Okay. And guess what? Now you have them on both systems, and now you have them. Now you can let this, the training inside start helping direct them. You say, okay, now I want you to watch the training videos and set up videos in there to get you started. And once you watch that, let's reconvene in the next hour or two or tomorrow, and let's see if you got everything and you understand the process. Okay. If not, let's go ahead and walk you through it. Now, you can do that manually, or you can keep letting the system do the work for you. Manually, of course, can speed up the process, but then massive results or massive marketing out there can also let the automated system do it for you. I don't know about you, but I want ultimately the automated system doing majority of the work for me. 95%, 99% of the work, that all I have to do is drive traffic, and even the traffic, I want to be able to turn into a push button, which is using paid traffic. Okay? So anyway, I hope that helps. We went through a little bit about the concept of building up the amount of visitors coming to your website and the amount of people starting to see. And remember, when people are taking a look at it, even if they haven't made a decision, that hopefully they're receiving the email and they're clicking on the link to get to see the presentation one more time, and then hopefully making that decision to go ahead and get signed up. Okay, and any suggestions that you might have, I'm open to it. Now, I might not be able to make those changes right away. As you know, there's a lot of things to do. I'm loading up the 10-week plan and going through that. And so, but went through that. Hopefully also, as I showed you how to work around Facebook and building your database in Facebook, okay, hopefully that helps also build your name list on Facebook. And why is that? Because now the more people that you have on Facebook, right? And unfortunately, only a small percentage of your friends can see your post. Let's just say, I believe it's like 7% of the friends list that you have. Well, guess what? If your friends list is 100 people, then there's only 7 people will see what you post. But if you have 1,000 people, even if it's only 7%, now you have 70 people seeing your list, your postings. Okay, like this here. Now I do this because I want to be able to share. Okay, and I want them to also see that I'm not just posting business links all the time, right? And I'm exposing my excitement to them and all that. And because of that, I'm actually getting people connecting with me, wanting to know a little bit more. As a matter of fact, let me show you here. You know, I get this email from, let's see here. Where did it go? What's an email here? I don't see the email I was looking for. Oh, this guy here. Okay. Now, I don't know this guy, but now he says, hey, Henry, how are you? Okay. Like I know him. So I don't know him. So I look at this, and you know what I find? Is that he's got some mutual friends, 10 mutual friends. He might be in our business already. I haven't really looked. He might be in our group already. But I'm going to go ahead and send him a message because now there's a development of relationship there, right? So he's got quotes. I looked at his quotes. He talks about all the different, a lot of his quotes is this, but he's not really promoting anything here, it looks like. But it looks like he's a marketer because he's got all this stuff. So he doesn't have anything about, now I encourage you to post, this is advertising for you. If somebody looks at your profile and all that, why not advertise your information here? Okay, if you look at mine, okay, I've got information here and all that. And then they can take a look at that. Oh, what is that? Okay, which I actually really haven't updated. Okay, so bottom line is that we're marketers, and so you want to present yourself as such. And so, with that, I was going to go ahead and connect with this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and, hey, Jose, how's it going? I'll go ahead. Seems like we know a few people, a few common Facebook. Okay, so he's from Miami. He went to Miami Senior High. I don't think he's still in high school. So that's just a way to build that relationship. Now, I know it seems like, oh, am I really getting anywhere? You know what? The name of the game is you're building your database, which is through Facebook and sending out your capture pages. You're connecting with people, building relationships, okay? And you're actually sending out your link personally to people, marketing, okay? And you're following up with people, connecting through Facebook or even by email, for example, which, by the way, okay, and I'm going to show you guys that in a little different light, but there's so many different things. So your activity during the day of half an hour to an hour can consist of creating traffic for your capture pages, building your list by using the capture pages, building your list on Facebook friends through the Facebook marketing training strategy, connecting with people, okay, or following up with people that have seen your presentation, and connecting with people through Facebook via email, and also inviting the people to take a look at the presentations. Okay, so that's a lot of information, and hopefully that makes sense to you. But you guys, it's all about consistent activity and building that up. And we've only gone through the first week. We're going to go through 9 more weeks of this, but it's going to get built up more and more. And it seems like nothing's really happening. It's kind of like you might have, whether you're building, you started to work out or anything like that, all you're feeling is soreness, but you're not seeing a body change, right? And here you might be saying, man, I'm sore because I'm all typing and all this stuff, but there's, no income. Well, we can do a little bit more and doing things that will create immediate income, or just keep working and building it up and knowing that ultimately you're going to start seeing results happen. And the difference is with you creating immediate results and limited based on that. Here's what typically happens to a lot of marketers, which I need to mention this. You see results right away, right? And because of your follow-up and all that, and that's great. But then you stop building your list because you think, I've got it already. Guys, if you want to be in internet marketing and you want to learn how to be able to build a residual cash flow based on automated system, then you have to build a list. You might create success with a limited amount of list, but if you don't keep building it up, if something happens and you need to rebuild your business, then you got to go back and keep, find more people. Why not continually build your list until you have 50 to 100,000 plus emails and list of people in your database? Believe me, when you have that many people in your database, you're not going to run out of cash flow anymore. Okay? That's when you start seeing immediate, massive results. When you see people say, hey, I made $5,000 in one day or 1 week or 1 month in my first month, that's because they created a database where they can just expose something, and a lot of those people ends up joining or signing up, and boom, there it is. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense, you guys. Hopefully that's not overwhelming to you. Hopefully you kind of grasp what I was trying to say. But you're just in your first week. You are just now, let's just say, graduated from kindergarten. Okay? Well, let's just say first grade. We're going to go to a 10th grade to graduate. Okay? But let's just say you're in 10th grade and you're first grade and you just finished first grade. And can you do what a 6th grader can and while you're in first grade? No. So don't expect to have those results yet. You're just getting started. Make sense? I'm so proud of you guys. I hope this helped. I hope it makes a difference in you understanding a little bit more about the concept and the process that we're going through. And as we build, just remember, it's going to get better and better and better. So proud of you. Fired up. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.